special location for this interview, and it's this one's going to be brought to you by High Voltage Electric. Actually, those guys have jumped on board and did some sponsorship with us this year. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce these two. I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves, but I'm going to set the scenario first. Try to get you guys on during volleyball. Didn't work. We try to get you on during basketball. That didn't work. Try to get you guys on during softball. That didn't work. So now I said, all right, let's just do an interview with just you two guys, and it's going to be all sports related and other things as well. But before we go any further, I'm going to let these two young ladies introduce themselves at this time.
I'm Jaileigh Devine. I play center field. I'm a hitter in volleyball, and I am a guard in basketball.
I'm Laura Wood. I am our catcher. I play right in volleyball, and in basketball, I play small forward and guard.
Now, let's rewind the clock years and years ago. When was the first time you two guys met each other?
Oh, God. Probably about when we stepped on the field in middle school.
Like, so when we actually, got close.
Yeah.
That's when you guys started hanging out?
We talked a little bit in elementary school, and then we got in middle school and started playing sports together, and we really, had to depend on each other a lot. Be there for each other, especially playing up with high school kids and us just being young ones in middle school. We really got close getting together and working together.
Now, you guys have always kind of played up, right?
Yes.
How's that been?
Well,
you learned a lot, I'm sure, but it's also tough as well.
Definitely, with all the olders helping us and all of them, coming in and taking us in, while we're young, it really helped, me develop, I feel like.
Yeah.
No doubt. It just really helped, and I feel like playing up with all them has really helped me.
100%.
Having someone to look up to, and growing up, we had a lot of girls come through, and it was good to have someone to look at and just have a role model to want to be when we get up to this level that we're at right now.
Who are some of those girls that kind of stick out to you?
Definitely Abby. Abby has really taken us in from all these sports, and Ellie and Anna Jones.
And when I was a 7th grader, our center fielder, Bree Vassar, she was one of the girls who I really looked up to. That's my position now, and she was one of the girls that I really was like, oh, I want to play that position once I get up to this level.
I grew up, obviously, with LA's dad, but, when we were down in Waller, women's sports wasn't nothing like it is now. I mean, you guys was down there regional volleyball tournament. I mean, you guys went and won the area games in basketball, and very competitive in basketball. Went to the state championship tournament in softball last year. Talk about the overall state of Etowah athletics from a female standpoint, and I'll let each one of you guys answer that.
Well, I think it really all started a lot this year and last year when Nate Ayers got moved up to
really
the high school. He's really stepped in and helped us a lot getting our sports going, and he's been there for all of us girls getting up and going. And we've gotten some good coaches. Coach McCoy, I love him so much. He's done so much for this program. And Mallory, she's worked, and she just had a kid, and she's done her best to be there for us all the time. And just to get us to regionals was a big deal for all of us because that's something that we had never experienced before.
Oh, yeah.
And then softball that last year was just a blast. Getting to go to Montgomery and then all these different tournaments and just winning all the time was it was a really fun experience for all of us.
Had to be.
Just being in that atmosphere, I went with them to softball, and I didn't really do much, but being around all those girls just it really helped me, and I felt like it was good for me. And with basketball, I feel like when Coach McCoy came, he's put heart and soul into us. He filmed 24/7. And he always has us ready for all our games we play. And in volleyball, Jaileigh stepping up this year and Abby in the back row, I feel like we just had a lot of good players, and we all worked really well together.
Yeah, I had really good chemistry. I noticed that when you guys were playing. Let's dive into basketball. Something Coach did immediately was come in. Just the small things that I noticed he did, changing the locker room, it needed upgrades, and him doing that, and then his attention to little details. I mean, even when you guys, unfortunately, had a collision of a lifetime with no helmet on and took each other out. But, I mean, you guys were down 3 players and playing number 1 team in 2A or number 2 team in Spring Garden. But he still coaches he's winning, like his life depends on it. Talk about his coaching method. Let's just talk about that for just a minute.
Him coaching, from what we've had, with Coach Hudson last year to him this year, I feel like Coach McCoy put so much work into us. And even though me and Jaileigh and Abby went out, he still put his heart and soul into everybody without us. Like, and those girls really stepped up while we were out.
Oh, yeah.
And it, like, just made a huge...
I can tell you right now, if you don't care which team it is around here, if you take the 3 best players off, they're going to be struggling. Same kind of question for you.
And even with, like, me sitting out for a few weeks, that was tough. But getting to watch him constantly be dedicated to every girl on the team, not just, like, the older ones, but the babies on JV who were stepping up and playing with us. Like, he was so dedicated to making sure that our team was together even with all 3 of us out. Like, he was 100% in all the time, no matter what.
You guys had some big wins in basketball as well.
We did.
And to me, I seem like you guys got. I mean, I don't know how you can say you get better, but I think you guys being out actually helped the other girls get better, if that makes sense. Because it seemed like they came along when you guys, and then when you guys got all back out there, it was a tougher out than most people thought you were going to be. Now, volleyball. Talk about that. When was there a moment in time during the season when it all started clicking to you guys?
Okay, so we played Aniana at home, and we swept them. And we got the high head and that we were like, they can't beat us. And then we go play them at their place, and they just laid the smackdown on us. And that's when we were like, there's no way that's happening again. They beat us in 4 sets. We beat them the first one. And then they swept us the next 3. And I think that's really when it really hit us. Like, we could not just stop there. Like, we couldn't be content with just our few area wins. We had to keep pushing and step it up. And I think that's really what happened after that.
No doubt. Same kind of question with you. Is it same situation? Is that when it kind of clicked with you as well and the team started rolling?
I'd say then, but I think when we went and played Asheville at their place, it just like really clicked with me that I need to step up on this team. This team really needs me to help. And then all the other girls, I just feel all these area games and how we were winning, and it just like helped us come together, and we were closer than ever, and it was so fun and everything. Like, I also feel when we went to Aniana, oh my gosh, it was so bad. Like, we couldn't pass any balls up. We couldn't hit any balls down.
Was it kind of self-inflicted? Like, you guys were kind of, it's stuff you normally would do good on?
Yes, and LA started off with her playing back row. Like, nobody really saw her on the court. And then it's like, she just went off. Like, she stepped up so big for us. And once she got there, we had multiple hitters hitting. We had all of our passers working together. It's almost like it just snapped that we had to get stuff done, and everybody stepped up to work.
Now, here we go again. We're going to roll into softball. But then, a lot of people don't know this, and some people do. I mean, you lose one of the nation's best pitchers, not just one of the areas. I mean, one of the best pitchers in the nation. Yeah. But that's not the only injury. I mean, you've had multiple injuries this season. But, and again, it's kind of like when you girls went out, other people's had to step up. And your schedule has been grueling in softball. Y'all played some really good teams. Talk about the experience this year in softball and what it's been like, because it's had to be a roller coaster, ups and downs.
I think with Sydney going out, Kylie Waters, she's really stepped up on this team, and Lauren Farmer and all our other pitchers that we have, they really stepped up this year. And all our hitting with Coach Ledbetter, he has really helped the whole team. Like, our hitting has been unreal this year. And I feel like that's really helped us throughout this season. And us hitting the ball is really making up for, like, our defense that we have. Because we've been struggling a little bit in defense, making little errors here or there that has cost us games. But I think our hitting's what's really kept us in it.
No doubt.
And Coach Ledbetter, not just the fundamental part, but the confidence booster that he gives us. Like, he allows us to get out there and, like, have confidence in ourselves at the plate, which has really been helpful. And losing Emma Lowry in the outfield, it did hurt us, but we've had 7th graders and middle schoolers stepping up and filling those positions and doing work just like she would have. And losing Sydney, it hurts. Because she was slinging it, and I think it just gives us an opportunity for the defense to work, because we weren't having to do much with her pitching.
Now, last year, let's rewind the clock. You guys started hitting your stride, like really hitting your stride around this time, heading into that area tournament. What was it last year in the chemistry with Bennett and those girls that helped you guys springboard to where you guys went to?
Oh, Hallie brought an energy like no other. Like, she made it so much fun. She walked in every practice, every game with a huge smile on her face, just ready to play, and it really pumped up the entire team. Like, it got us ready to go. And we had more speed in the outfield with Kalina, and Casey Bird with helping Cindy pitch, and her in the outfield and right field and left field. It helped a lot.
That's awesome. Same question for you. Last year during that run, do you ever remember looking back thinking, man, this is crazy? Here we are in a state finals, basically. I mean, like, you're in the final tournament, and looking around and like, man, because that crowd was crazy last year. I remember, and here's what was funny. I remember kids, and you guys probably noticed, there's kids from all kind of schools around here just come to watch you guys. The Southside kids, Hopes Bluff kids, I've seen them from all over. Talk about that experience in general.
It definitely was a fun experience. I feel like being in the dugout and cheering all of my teammates on, like, it was just fun to be around. Like, everybody, the seniors, and all those girls. Like, it was great. Like, I had a blast up there. Even and whenever Sydney pitching, I was like, God.
Yeah.
And Hallie behind the plate and hitting the ball like nobody's business, and Abby hitting the ball and playing shortstop like she does. It's just all fun to be around.
It's crazy, man, seeing that. I mean, that place was on fire too.
Staying in hotels together and bonding
together.
That was a really fun. Yeah, going to regionals and state, we got hotels and was able to stay together and bond together. And it was like we would hype each other up before we would hit the bus to go to the fields, and we would eat breakfast and lunch and dinner together. We would spend whole.
It was like we was at a camp, kind of. Yeah. It was a bonding experience.
Yeah.
I think that kind of stuff helps you moving forward. All right, so now we've talked about all the sports. I got a question for both of you, because you guys play all three sports, and probably, I don't know what all of you guys do. I know you cheer as well. When do y'all have time to be yourselves? Can you answer that? Especially during I mean, even during the summer, you're doing the workout. So, just in general, we'll let Jaleigh start.
A lot of the times on the weekends, sometimes I just show up at her house and don't even text her. I'm just there. Or it's like she can show up at my house anytime. Or me, her, and Abby are real close. We're always together doing something. Sundays, I usually go to church, which is where I get my closest intimacy with the Lord.
There you go. Sitting behind the cross.
Yeah. And that's really the only free time I get. It's really the weekends when we're not playing on Saturdays. Then I've got volleyball on Saturdays.
You play travel as well, right?
I do also, yes.
Yeah.
But the weekends, mainly Sundays, is really my off days.
Like the Lord intended it.
Right.
We rested on Sunday only.
Right.
Same question for you.
Well, I work too with all these sports, and I also work, and I usually can only work on the weekends. So I usually go into work usually around 3. So usually in Saturday mornings, I get to do some things, or it depends on what time I go in Sunday. Depends on like what I can do. Gotcha. Like if I go in at 11, I go at 3, and I go usually I meet my dad at the softball field to put more work in.
Yeah.
Or at the basketball gym. Or if I go in at 3, I usually do stuff in the morning with like my family and stuff. So
Gotcha.
Really don't have much time to do really anything.
And then even like in summer, I mean, you guys are at the gym or at the field all the time working, right?
We get one off month. So we get June is straight workouts. Okay. We get the mornings, so we'll do during softball workouts, we'll work out. We'll go in at like 7, we'll work out till 8, then we'll go to the field, and we will be at the field from like 8 to like 11 or 12. Really, it's like tryouts or just like working. And then basketball, we usually only practice from like 8 to 10. And then volleyball is the same, 8 to 10. Or sometimes we have off days where we'll work out and then we'll just have free days. But during the summer, a lot of the time our workouts are early in the morning. So we'll have some of the day to do stuff. Sometimes we'll put in extra work at the field or the gyms. Or
on your own.
Like that. Right.
So what kind of workouts? Y'all do calisthenics and lifting both, or what? Y'all like do running, lifting, and okay. So
We usually do all.
We
Yeah.
do. We go to the weight room and then we run.
I got you.
On the softball field we'll run, or after workouts we'll get loose and we'll maybe run around the school or something.
Gotcha. I mean, I don't see how you guys do. And then you got a job too. Jeez.
I don't know how she does it.
I don't either.
I complain about my free time, but I get the weekend. She don't.
Yeah. Man, when do you recharge your batteries?
Sunday night.
I bet you probably pass that. I mean, when you get home, you're probably done, right?
Sometimes it really just depends.
Yeah.
Like usually during the week, like after like today we got out of softball early, and then after this I'm going to church and our youth group, and that our youth group, it's really like got me closer to a lot more people.
Oh yeah.
So I usually my free times are after practices on the weekdays,
That's good.
because I don't go into work during the week.
Man, who's a bigger Gator fan, you or your dad?
I think my dad's got me beat a little bit, but
I'd say so. Don't ask him about none of our stories, or he's probably told you some of them when we used to go to games.
Oh, he has.
He has. Did he tell you about 06 when we went to 11 of the 13 games? And one day we're sitting at, this is no lie, you can ask him about this. He's goofing off, bidding on tickets on a Friday night, I think. And the game's Saturday at noon. Well, he wins them. He just puts in like $40 for tickets. This is Florida versus Florida State.
Oh.
Well, he wins the bid. He's like, well, what are we gonna do? And I'm like, well, I guess we're fixing to get in a car. we drive from Etowah to Tallahassee all night.
Gosh.
We go to the game at noon the next day.
I bet y'all were
Oh
wore out.
man,
That
Whole
sounds
car
like
ride.
literally something he would do.
we literally get in the car and drive back after the game. So we didn't have money for a hotel.
Y'all just get that little free time at the game, and then
Yes.
right back on the road trip.
Yeah, we didn't have money for a hotel back then. We were both poor. And we drive, watch the game in the sun. You imagine being in the Florida sun.
Oh.
Getting right back in the
Oh, God.
hot car,
Drive straight
sweating.
back. Oh, it's terrible. It's awful.
Y'all alternate driving?
Yes. Ask him about it. He'll tell you. There's some stories we cannot say, but some of them
Yeah.
we can say. Talk about you two guys, the chemistry you guys have. Obviously it relates to every sport, but on the field and off the field. Just the chemistry in general.
She's my best friend. I've been my best friend since we started high school together. She's been my best friend.
That's
Just-
legit.
She's pretty dumb.
Y'all balance each other.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Usually.
The dumb stuff she says always makes us laugh.
How you feel about it?
Yes, me and her have gotten really close. She's become one of my best friends. Usually spare time that we have, we're together. And like we said earlier, we just show up at other people's house, or we'll text each other and say, hey, meet me here. And we'll be like we know it, like we have no other friends to talk to, and we just hang out with each other.
Yeah.
The good thing about you guys do stuff the right way, stay busy. You don't have time for that nonsense.
No.
Like, I mean, I see a lot of these guys that'll their careers get ruined because they're out here doing stupid things.
Partying all the time. I don't got time to party.
No, I was gonna say I'd like to see when y'all have time to squeeze in a party, like after Sunday school or something.
We always hang out because when we're off together because
Yeah.
we do the same things all the time.
That's right.
So the off time we have is the off time we have together. So we just spend it together because why not?
What's been you guys' favorite memory together? It could be a game. It could be at the mall. It could be something goofy.
Probably the beach. We went to the beach together last summer.
Oh yeah, me,
It was-
her and Abby.
Yeah.
Did y'all? What happened? Something had to happen.
We
Did y'all finally relax?
kinda, sorta, but we ended up almost hating each other by the end of it.
Really?
She
We were together-
slings hot Cheeto juice all over me.
No.
She
Okay,
does.
okay.
On
We're on
purpose?
the beach,
Yes.
and I
Okay.
have this bag of chips, and mix in some water, some crackers.
I'm wearing white
She's
shorts,
late.
mind you.
She's
No.
laying here.
White shorts.
No.
She's laying out on the beach, and Abby's like, "Go get her." I'm like, "Okay."
So this is Cheetos with water in it.
Yes,
Oh,
and
it
a few
ticked me
crumbled up
off.
crackers.
I was so
And-
mad.
She
she's
sees
got
me
on white
coming, and
shorts.
she
White
jumps
shorts.
up and starts running, and I sling it all over.
Oh.
Oh, what was hilarious, we're at the beach, and we're sitting there, and Jaileigh's shorts are sitting in between us, and a seagull comes and, like, just poops right on them.
Oh, my little cooler.
Like the smallest spot it
Look, we
gets.
got a little cooler, not a big cooler, just something for a few of our drinks, and my shorts are laying out on it because they had some sand in it. I shook the sand out and laid them down. And right after I threw this stuff on LA, I go, we're getting ready
That's
to leave.
the Lord telling you, man.
We're getting ready to leave. And I go and I pick up my shorts and I said, what is this? And there's doo-doo on the inside. Not on the outside, on the inside of my shorts.
One more thing that was funny is like
Oh my God.
it was Labor Day and we're trying to park at the beach to go eat and there's people standing in parking
my
spots like
God.
arguing
Holding
like
it.
there's people
somebody.
threatening to call cops on and they threaten to run each other over. I was like, what is
There was
going
this
on?
lady standing in the parking space, and it's like, no, my husband's coming. There's people trying to pull in, okay? There's
Oh,
no
God.
parking spaces. This is like the one parking space in the entire lot. And
You got somebody
she's,
trying to save it.
she's standing in it. And he was like pulling in, trying to get into it, and she was not moving.
He was
Did she
yelling
move?
at him.
No.
They ended up having to
We
leave.
just, and we're behind them, so we're waiting
Yeah,
to
we're
go
just
eat. We're
sitting there.
starving. We had been on the
I
beach
bet you
all
guys
day.
were snapping behind
Yes.
there.
We were I almost stuck my head out the window. I was like, okay, let's move because I'm hungry.
Man. Dude, so how did the Cheetos look on your white shorts? Bad?
I told her if it didn't come out, I was bringing them to her and she was cleaning
It
them
came
or
out.
buying me new ones.
It came out, okay?
Bleach 'em?
It came
Yeah,
out.
she has those shorts that I have yet to get back.
Yeah, I got them because I wear them all the time.
Well, I mean, you guys have obviously, we've covered a lot of ground here, but I want to rewind some things here. So you guys mentioned, you guys looking up to girls older than you and what that meant to you. So now you guys have kind of rolled over into that role where some of these younger girls are looking up to you. How do you feel about that role now that you guys are in it?
I think helping these girls, it's like how the girls helped us. Like I feel like they've really they taught me, and so I'm gonna roll back on these girls and help them just as much as they helped me.
That's right.
I think it gives us an opportunity to be better people because we know they're looking at us.
That's right.
Like, we have to be that role model.
Oh, that's right.
So it really gives us that urge to want to work hard on the field, and they've started to like hang out with us outside of the field, and it makes us just want to be better people out there just so that they grow up and they want to be like we are, because I like being pretty good role models.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you'd be surprised, man. I've actually had, parents tell me, and this is not a joke, you may think I'm lying, parents actually buying their kids like their local high school stars jersey and things. That's a true story. I've had several parents tell me that, and and this one kid wrote a letter. It was an amazing letter. I think he was 4, maybe 5, and he writes a letter to the quarterback from Oxford. It's like a handwritten about what he meant to him, and he's like, "Man, you're the most, you're the best quarterback on earth." And he's like, "You're better than Tom Brady," because I've seen you with my own 2 eyes, and saying stuff like that. And Trey was like, "Man," Trey got it, started crying. He's like, "Golly," like he never thought, but those little girls, man, they look up to you guys like that. I'm telling you, they do. They're like, they think you're a superstar. Because I was like that. I remember growing up watching like Freddie Kitchens and them. I'm like, God, these dudes are unbelievable. And that's how the girls look at you guys now. But now, here's a huge question for you. Now, you guys are about to go into your last off seasons, correct? This coming up summer. Mm-hmm. Is that sunk into you guys yet? That, hey, this is the last off season we're going to have?
I don't want to think about it.
Definitely not. Like, I still feel like I'm a kid.
I feel like
I don't think, like, these kids don't need to look up to me and Jaileigh.
Yeah.
We're still kids
we're
ourselves.
babies still.
That's right.
Growing up, I've been the baby, and I feel like right now, I still feel like I'm the baby. But then next year's going to hit, and it's going to be like I'm the oldest person on this field.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming
Weird.
to an end right now.
It's weird, especially because you guys have played up so much.
Right.
It's got to be kind of weird.
I don't like to think about it. I don't want to think about it. And thinking about Abby leaving.
Oh, that just breaks my heart.
That's gonna be a tough blow.
And me and Hannah Rogers are real close. Her leaving is gonna kill me too.
Yeah, she's very special.
She's a real good person. Real good.
Yeah, man, she's really good. And dude, I didn't know that about her. Where she has to eat on the sidelines and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there sugar blood?
She's
level?
diabetic.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah.
She comes to the sidelines and has to eat. I was sitting at the game one day and I was like.
And sometimes she won't even do it. She's like so into it, and she's like wanting to win. She's like, I'm fine. She's gonna be shaking like this.
I
She's
seen her shaking
it.
one day. She's standing beside me, and
She's
I was like, what?
gonna fight through it. No matter
Yeah.
what.
She was wanting to go back out there.
Yeah.
Courtney's like, get something in you.
Yeah,
know,
you
so-
got to eat something. She's like, I'm fine. No, I'm fine.
Last
No,
thing
you're
Courtney wants somebody to
you're-
go out to a coma or something.
not,
you
You're
know?
not okay.
Yeah. But, you know, I always tell kids, I'm like, you always think that day's never going to come. I remember playing sports, I was like, you'd see the seniors graduate, and I'd be like, you know, you just don't sink in. I remember when it sunk in for me is we were playing for sub-state in basketball my junior year, and we lost a heartbreaking game to a team that went to the Final Four and lost, and I seen the seniors crying. Ooh, boy.
In volleyball, when that last game hit and that game ended, Abby dropped down, and I couldn't help it. I went and dropped down right beside her. It was heartbreaking.
I was over on the other side of the court somewhere.
Yeah.
And then basketball, Wade made it to sub-regionals, and that last game, it was heartbreaking seeing those people that I've grown up playing with since I've started playing high school ball.
This will be their last time stepping on the court with us.
And
Like, it didn't really sink in with me that this was gonna be the last game. Like,
Until-
I was going in that game thinking, no, we're about to get past this. We're going farther than this. Like, this is not gonna be the last game that I play with these girls.
That's right.
And when it happened, that's the first time it actually hit me, was when it actually came.
Oh, me too. It was like a shock. And then all of a sudden I was like, gee, I guess this is a real deal. All right, so last thing. Give me a storybook scenario for you guys. How you want to finish your careers out at Etowah. People watching this can't see this big wasp start singing over.
Yeah, there's a wasp floating around us.
But yeah, give me a storybook ending for you guys here. How you want to end your career at Etowah. And then what you want to do after. You start, Jaileigh.
In volleyball, next year, I would love to go past regionals. That'd be the biggest thing for me. And then in basketball, I would like to win area. That would be the biggest thing for me, is to win area. And softball, I would love to take home a state title. That would be amazing. And afterwards, I would love to go on and play college volleyball somewhere. I don't know where yet. I'm still trying to get some offers in, but that's really what I want to be.
Have you gotten any yet?
No, not any official, no.
Okay, gotcha.
In volleyball, like she said, I'd really like to get past regionals this year. Like, I want to accomplish more than we accomplished last year. And in basketball, it's really grown on me. So I really would like to win area and go past cross regions.
Yeah.
And go play up there.
In Jackson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be fun.
And then in softball, I would like to bring home that state title because we were so close.
You guys are going to be a dark horse this year if City comes back for it.
Oh, yeah.
People's not going to know what's hit them.
No.
And after, I haven't really thought about what I want to do yet. I'm not really sure if I want to go play sports in college. It just really depends on if I get any kind of offers or anything. But really working towards academics and just going to a good school to get good education. And if I go and play sports while I'm there, that'd be awesome too.
Plus, yeah. Especially if you can get it paid for with a scholarship. That's always
Yes, sir.
good. Well, I mean, the sky's the limit for you guys, and we finally got you guys on. That's very, very good for us. We've been trying to do this for a while, and we finally got it scheduled.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day because I know you're tired probably from practice. Appreciate you guys, and we'll be seeing you soon.